No one can smell you in the video.
You guys might have seen so many videos that everyone should buy a solar system or a solar panels for their house. But here are some reasons that why you should not go for a solar. If out of these any 2-3 reasons which I'm going to say applies to you, you might be better off without purchasing a solar system. Before I start the video, please subscribe the channels if you like the videos. And press the bell icon. So let's begin. Number one point, if your roof isn't suitable for a solar panels. Solar panels require a surface space to place, and they require a lot of space where they can get the sun exposure to generate electricity. So you should look your roof before purchasing the solar. Number two, your roof is too small. Solar panels need proper sunlight to generate electricity. The more sunlight they absorb, more electricity they make. Let's assume if your roof is too small, that you may find that solar panels simply won't generate enough kilowatt hour or electricity to make a real and a significant impact on your bill. There are so many websites or any qualified solar expert can do this calculation for you, that how many solar panels or solar system you required, how big solar system you required to save a real money. Number three, now what if you don't own the house, or it could be that you live in an apartment, maybe living with some family members. So whatever is the reason, you should not think of putting solar system unless your apartment people doing some mutual solar on their roof, then it's fine. Otherwise you should not be look into the solar system. Now number four, your roof is too old. A solar installation can be performed on pretty much any roof type, but it's not recommended on a roof that is so weak or a damage. In fact, that would just make things more worse. I've seen so many scenarios like this. Sometimes if roof is due for a replacement, then you are much better off waiting till the time roof work is not done, because otherwise you have to take off the solar panels first and reinstall them when the new roof is up. Number five, there's too much shade on your roof. Shading is the biggest problem. If you get a lot of shading on your roof by a neighboring buildings or a chimneys or a surrounding trees, it can significantly impact on your roof's solar generation. Specifically, if you are planning to use a string inverter, or this shading affects the generation of a whole unit if you get a partial shading as well. Therefore, either see power optimizer or a micro inverter option rather than go for blindly for any solar system straight away. Number six, the roof layout is unfavorable. This point is mainly impact if you use a string inverter, that if your roof doesn't face the right direction or always away from the sun, or is in an optical angle, then solar panels will make less electricity than they ideally could. Specifically in string inverter, installer have to maintain the minimum voltage per string and also the two direction as well. Therefore, you cannot install 1 and 2 panels here and there. I've already made a full video on a solar edge inverter and a Hoymil's micro inverter for this particular problem. I will give the link in the description. You can watch that if you think your house have a unfavorable layout. Number seven, there's nowhere else to put a solar panel. Actually, the roof is the most common place to put a solar panels, but it's not the only place they can go. You can find so many homeowners they're placing the solar panels on other places, such as at their backyards, shed, or on a secondary structure on their property. But let's suppose if you don't have both option, then you have another two option as well, which may not be the cost effective, but it's a doable depending upon the house and other factors as well. So I'll mention about those quickly, those 2 points as well. If you don't have a suitable roof, first you can do the ground mounting. First of all, for ground mounting you require a spare land, ground trenching for a specific cables or a special mounting with the angle towards the sun. Therefore, it's hard to do in the cities. Second alternative is to make a strong carport or a shed or like a strong pergolas or a patio covers. Number 8, if you plan to move or sell your home. If you plan to leave your current residence or your house in 6 months time or maybe 1 year time, then you should pause or reconsider whether solar panels are the best option for you right now. Again, this point is debatable and depending upon the person to person, because some might talk about the rebates, some might talk about the environment saving, some might talk about the building values will increase by 2 to 4%, which is right too. But this video is not about those factors at all. I personally love solar and always encourage people to have solar. But in this video, our agenda is to educate people if they are looking very good deals, online about the solars, or maybe listen or hear from their friends and families that they should go for the solar as well. Solar panels can be reinstalled from one roof to another, but I have already mentioned about the appropriate space and other issues in the beginning. So if you know that your next house will be a great roof which will be conducive for a solar system, then you may think of installing now and reinstalling later on the new building. However, just remember, even if you moving the panels, which is possible, you still have to pay money for the solar installer to remove the panels and reinstall them on the new roof. Sometime then the cost will be the same, even if you install now or tomorrow. As far as the concern of building value, I'm not the right person to talk about how much value will it increase. Check a real estate or a building value people first, because that may be installing solar before moving home could actually prove profitable for you. Number 9, your electricity cost are already low. Some house owners don't spend very much on the electricity because they have a small home or they have a small household size, or their home and appliances are energy efficient. If that's you, then you pay, or maybe you pay 50 or less a month for electricity, then installing solar probably isn't worth the time and effort. But especially this point may not be valid for the Australia, as electricity charges are high here and any solar system can pay off between 2 to 7 years depending upon the brand, price, and especially a size of a solar system. Therefore, check your saving analysis over 10 to 20 years before you think of solar as well. Number 10, you are not eligible for incentive and rebates. When it comes to the solar power, government incentive and rebates are extremely important. This incentive can play a huge role in improving the payback period of a solar system purchase. Additional incentives are usually available at a state level and sometime at a local level as well. But if you are in the situation that where you don't qualify for incentive, then solar energy may not be right for you or may take way longer period to pay off. Number 11 point, which is the last one and my favorite, your solar quotation appears too good to be true. You might heard our old saying that if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And unfortunately, it applies to the solar industry as well. It happens due to a high competition, and some companies' attention is to sell low quality product and not to do the right things. I have already made a full video on this, that how these companies or any company, nothing against to any company, match these or beat any quotation. I will give the link in the description, and I bet you watch that video, your 90% of the doubt for cheaper solar will be cleared. So hopefully this video help you to understand that when you should not invest in solar. Thank you so much.